Hello class, welcome back to the channel. This is another educational content and we are going to talk about the difference between order block and breaker block. So this is an intermediate and advanced course, so if you're a beginner, you need to go watch the beginner courses. Alright, so what is the difference between order block and breaker block? How to identify them and how to trade them. So both of them are entry zones or key levels for picking our trades. If I say key levels, I mean where we use to pick our trades. Let's use this for example. You will never hop on in a bus if you don't know where the bus is going. Nobody hop on in a bus if that person don't know where the bus is going. Okay, so if you know where the bus is going, you enter the bus. The next thing you think of is where to sit in the bus. So let's bring that example to trading. You will never hop on in a trade if you don't know where the direction is going. The same way you never hop on in a bus if you don't know where the bus is going. You never hop on in a trade if you don't know where the trade is going. So one, if you know where trade is going, the second thing you think of is where to hop on in that trade to ride the trade to the direction you are anticipating price to go. So the place you think of hopping in on the trade is what we call key levels in the market. And those areas, order block and breaker block are one of them. There are lots. We have demand and supply zones, but today we are talking about order block and breaker block. So now let's look at this level. Look at what happened here. We have price creating lower highs and lower lows, dropping to the downside. If you don't know what lower highs and lower lows are, we'll talk about them later on in our videos. Price created a lower high here. There's a push to the downside, push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down. This indication means to us that price is dropping. Okay, so this high is created and there's a drop from here to the downside, break this low. So this zone becomes an order block zone. Why am I saying that? For a zone to be classified as an order block zone, look at the candles that came before the zone happens, or the candle that forms after the zone is created. The first candle, number 1, number 2, number 3. They are strong candles. If they are strong candles, that means the zone created there is a strong value zone. Okay, that is an order block zone. So an order block zone, what we are expecting to do is either a bullish or a bearish order block. We are expecting price to get there and react. That is, it's a key level. Okay, so in this case, price is dropping, so this order block zone becomes a bearish order block zone. That means we are expecting price to come into that zone, react to the zone, and drop to the downside. That is what a bearish order block zone does. But in a case, or in some cases, price will come into the zone and break the zone like this, react to the zone and go. So in that case, that's what we call a breaker block. Now let's look at this example, that is a bearish trend order block turned to a bullish breaker block. This is an example. Let's take this to be price reaction, that is the movement of price. We saw price creating lower highs and lower lows, dropping to the downside like what I showed you on the live chart. Push down, break this low, created equal lows and created this bearish order block. Now what we are expecting for price to do is should be a reaction and a drop to the downside. So if there's a break and a retest, this order block here is no more valid again. Why? Because there has been a breakout. So this area here becomes a breaker block. Okay, so price has to come into that zone, give us a reaction, and then we look to take the trade, the buy trade from there to the upside. So when price comes in the zone, we want to see that there has been a market structure shift inside that zone as well before we take our buy trade from there to the downside. So this is for a buy order block, that is a bearish order block turning to a bullish breaker block. So now the same thing here, for example, for the sell. You saw how price was creating here, creating a higher highs and a higher lows, breaking structure. This is a high, a high, a high, a high. Market structure highs has been breaking, created a failure swing here. Okay, market structure shift here. This is an order block, expecting price to come and react and push. But what happened? We saw price reacted, push up, break the zone. So this order block zone is no more valid. Why? There has been a breakout. Now we have to look whether it's going to turn as a breaker block or not. How are we going to know? We look to the reaction of price in the zone. That is how price is going to react in the zone. Is there going to be a change of character in the zone here before we take our trade? And if that thing happens, yes, then we take our trade from here to the downside. So this is a bullish order block turned to a bearish breaker block. So if an order block fails, it becomes a breaker block. Look at this. What's happening here was price did a reaction around this place, whatever it wants to do, and came back to the zone. So in normal cases, we are expecting price to react to this zone like this, give us a confluence and drop to the downside. But what happened? We saw price break the zone, come back for a retest into the zone. Now this order block zone is no more valid again. Why? Because there has been a breakout of price and a retest. So how are we going to know if this breaker block, which has been formed as a result of this order block, is going to fail? That is where we look for this area here. Okay, now you want to see that there has been a change of character in that breaker block that has been formed before you pick your trade. All right, because most of the time price won't react to the zone, and this is what I mean. You want to see price create a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, or equal lows, and you want to see price push up and break the high like this. Remember that is why I said this is an advanced or intermediate. Follow this page. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. This is a simplified Forex classroom where we talk about trading and how to trade the market. Now you see price push up, change character. We want to make sure it comes down to create another low. Then we take the buy from there. The same thing, you want to see that this thing here, everything happening here is happening inside the breaker block before that breaker block will be held as a real breaker block. So you scale down to your smaller time frame, the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes, and you pick your trades from there. So in the 15 minutes, we see what happened. We saw price created a low high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price created higher high, higher low. That's equal low. Started pushing up, and we took the trade from there. So guys, this is the difference between a breaker block and order block. Follow this page for more.